Yeah. Watch. Like, it won't come off. Like. Come on. God damn it. I'm doing it right. I promise to God I am. I'm not damn daddy, bro. What the? I got this.
How many women does it take to put a spare tire on a car?
One more, you got this. Get that. Yeah.
I just had 5 grown-ass men walk by. Grown-ass, able-bodied men walk by as I struggle to like carry all of my shit and help this poor mother with 3 children carry her stroller down the stairs. They just looked and kept walking. I'm literally like dropping my umbrella and everything. They just keep on walking.
A few days ago, a woman in her 20s lost consciousness and fainted when she was on the subway. Apparently, there were a bunch of men in their 20s and 30s who refused to help, which got the women on the internet pissed. According to the Korean woman, the reason being, all able-bodied Korean men have to serve military service. They do learn CPR in the military. So it was expected for men in their 20s and 30s who likely just got out of the military to jump in and help because they know how to do CPR. And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of sexual harassment. There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for sexual harassment, for trying to help the women. Back in 2014, a South Korean woman had actually tried to sue a male EMT paramedic for doing CPR and doing chest compressions on her. Although the paramedic wasn't charged or convicted with anything, since he was reported, he still had to go through an investigation. There was also another story shared of a Korean guy going up the steps in the subway station, and there was a woman in front of him seemingly about to fall. He put out his hands and tried to grab her from the back to prevent her from falling. The girl freaked out and called the police on him, and he ended up in the police station. That being said, these are all the men's side of the story. They'd rather be a bystander than getting their names tainted with SA. This all seems a little crazy to me. I mean, I get it if you don't want to touch the person because you don't know what's going on, at least call for help. What do you think?
Yeah, so are you telling me that there were no women that were around that could call for help? So here's the thing. Every action has its equal and opposite reaction. Women have been complaining and basically whining that men should go away, men should not deserve to live, and that men are basically useless. So when we listen to what you say and go away and leave you alone to handle yourself and be a strong and independent woman, you basically struggle and you need men. But guess what? Too many men have decided to go their own way, and it's only going to get worse. Let's continue.
I was raised by a single mother. I went to college. I got my degree in statistics, which is a male-dominated field. I got my job at Visa, and at the age of 24, I bought my home in the Bay Area, which is an expensive market to purchase a home. It just proves to you that I worked my butt off to get what I had.
You could do it.
After I bought my home, I proceeded to remodel the home with my own 2 hands using YouTube tutorials. So like literally, I did not need a man. I did the manly work. I scraped a popcorn ceiling. I put in a full laminate floor. I learned how to use a table saw and not cut off all 10 fingers, right? So like, I proved it. I did the thing.
Yeah.
I proved that I can live this life without a man. And I'm telling you, it is not fulfilling. Because at the end of the day, I was sitting in an empty home, absolutely miserable that I was alone. So I need a man to fulfill my greatest potential in life, which is to become a mother.
Yeah,
There
I
is
agree.
nothing that's better than becoming a mother and having that legacy. And when you find the right man who wants to have that legacy as well, you will want to submit to him.
Do we need men? Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No?
You don't need short men.
Do you need a man?
No.
Need a man?
Oh, God.
Do you need a man?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No? Do we need men?
We need men to make us stupid.
Do we need men? Do we need men? Do women need men in this world? Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because we can be strong, independent women.
Do we need men?
Like, not necessarily, but like, if I can look at them, like, we need a man to look at.
Do we need men?
No!
No, why?
Nobody needs men!
Really?
We do not need men!
Why not? Why don't we need men?
Why would I need men?
So what can you get from someone else that you don't get from a man?
The only thing I can get from a man that I can't get anywhere else is dick.
Okay.
And I don't need dick.
So I saw this reel the other day that was talking about how millennial women, which I fall into, are pretty much like the first generation of women who don't need men. We tend to be educated, financially independent, and we do not need to be married or need to be partnered up in order to survive or thrive. And it got me thinking about my own family because, like, my grandmothers, they are amazed at my life. Like, they are amazed that I'm about to be 33 and I'm completely financially independent. I own my own home. I've traveled the world. I own businesses. I go out with my friends. I have a good time. And it's like that lifestyle to them is just like a foreign concept. And they love that for me. They always encouraged me to like continue living that life. Even my grandfather, who just passed a few months ago, he would always say, like, you don't need a man, you don't need a man. And it was just so cool because, like, he's from that traditional generation and he was like, you don't need a man, like, keep doing what you're doing, keep traveling, whatever. But again, it got me thinking about my own family and how, like, I am actually not only just the first generation, but like pretty much all my cousins who is my age and doesn't have a kid and is not married, and who has that complete financial independence and who has traveled the world and who has been able to do all of this stuff on my own independently, like who is actually thriving in life. And not to say that, you know, the other women in my family who have kids or who are married or partnered up, whatever, like aren't doing amazing. It's just like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones who are like, you know, really setting the stage in the next generation of not needing anybody. And again, not needing anyone to survive, but not needing anyone to thrive, and just like thriving on my own. And so that is so freaking dope. Like, I just wish I could go and like talk to my great grandmother and just be like, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about my life? Like, could you have ever imagined that women can live this way? It's just so cool.
Yeah, you know, the only reason why women can have access to the comforts of civilization is because men do all the heavy lifting, men do all the hard work, men maintain the power lines and the infrastructure. So yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, because if men had to step back from all the maintenance that they do for the modern world, it'll all collapse in the blink of an eye.
We do not care about the men edition. Reporting live from the Emotional Labor Department, where women have been overworked and underappreciated since forever, and we simply do not care anymore. Today's announcements. We do not care if you cook, clean, do laundry, and take out the trash without asking. If that makes you extraordinary, congratulations. You just described an ordinary woman on a Tuesday. Honey, you gotta do better than that to get a piece of this. We do not care if you think smiling makes us look prettier. Smiles are not a free service. We are not living in a Disneyland. We do not care if you think we are too much. We are managing entire careers, households, and babies. Take care of our parents, your parents, and your pets while bleeding through it all. Babe, you are just not enough. We do not care if you think our standards are too high. We built ourselves from the scratch. The least you can do is show up as fully assembled. We do not care if you ask us what's our number. Only insecure men love math problems they'll never solve. We do not care if you half-ass effort and send 2 a.m. WhatsApp messages. You want girlfriend privileges on a free trial, and that's a subscription you haven't paid for. We do not care if you say not all men, because it's always men. We do not care if you ask what we bring to the table. Sir, we are the whole damn table. We bring emotional equity, fortitude, regulated nervous system, intellectual depth, a free mind, spiritual insight, confidence that stands on its own, discipline without rigidity, good habits, humor, and yes, a womb that builds worlds. We bring our feminine power that amplifies everything that's on the table. So Brad, tell me, what do you bring to the table? Are you tall? And that concludes today's announcements. Let me know in the comments what you do not care about men, so we can add it to next week's agenda. And since we have clearly mastered self-regulation, self-respect, and self-love, I have officially partnered with Bellesa, and they are sending everyone a free rose suction toy when you sign up through the link in my bio. Because our pleasure should never be dependable on some random brat's 2 a.m. text message.
I'd really expect that the women who are into this kind of content aren't really appealing to men, so they would definitely need a pleasure toy. Go figure.
Why are today's women so filled with hatred towards men, yet they will still engage with men for attention and resources?
Because women are desperate sometimes. Not me, though. Because everybody needs to survive. Everyone needs to survive, period. But I think it's scarier for women nowadays just because there's a lot of different energies, like male energies. And as a woman, I can say I'd choose the bear any day.
You know what? The septum ring theory remains undefeated. Go figure.
We are way more superior than you guys. Without men, without women, men wouldn't exist. You guys are actually nothing. Because without us, you're useless. You wouldn't even be born. Okay? And all men, whether you were with them for 10 years or not, will cheat and lie. So it doesn't really matter.
Are you attracted to men at all, or?
Am I? Yes. Well, I'm bisexual, yeah. I was actually with a man for 10 years. We just broke up like about a year ago, so.
This is basically trauma and self-hatred wrapped in a meat suit covered in graffiti. Go figure.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore. Or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just be so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys, you guys gotta do better.
You know, it's not about confidence. Here's the thing. Dating apps have made women easy. Social media has made women easy. Modern entertainment has told y'all that you can't do anything wrong, and your attitude makes it really difficult to deal with you. So here's the thing. The top men are going to smash and dash, and other men are just going to go their own way. It's a very simple equation.
The number one thing that confuses me about dating right now is that a lot of guys seem to like me, but they do not actually want me. They are attracted, they watch my stories, they send the occasional DM, but no one wants to make real effort, plan dates, or build something. I feel stuck in this weird holding period, getting breadcrumbed and told to just give it time. I even tried to plan a third date with a guy after 2 great ones, and he said I was forcing it. But plans do not just happen. Someone has to want you. And being liked by many but wanted by none is honestly kind of sad.
You know, the problem with modern women today is that they use social media as a way to interact with the world instead of touching grass and being a normal human. It's always about followers and dating apps and not genuinely building connections with other human beings. Go figure.
I've been talking to a guy on Hinge for about a week now. Sporadically. It's one of those chats where we send maybe a message to each other every day. So it's probably not a goer anyway. But we've gotten to the part of the chat where he has asked me how long I've been single for. Is this a relevant question? Is my question. Because I'm not sure if I've ever asked a guy that question. If I have, it's been because I'm struggling to find something to talk about. And maybe that's the case with this man, because the chat hasn't exactly been flowing. I think I get asked by almost every man on dating apps, whether the chat is good or not, how long I've been single for. And for me, it's just not a relevant thought. I'm not bothered about how long you've been single for. I mean, if it's maybe been like 2 weeks, maybe you want to have a bit more time before you jump on a dating app. But if it's been 4 years or 20 years, I don't really care. If they're a good person and nice and we get on well, what does it matter? So my question is, does the answer of that question to men mean anything? Or are you just asking it because you feel like it's something you should ask on a dating app? And if it does mean something, then what does it mean?
You know, here's the thing. Men know that women who have been single for a long period of time are more than likely being promiscuous, hooking up with random men, going out with their girlfriends, drinking in bars, and they basically don't have enough value to secure commitment from other men. So basically, he's just doing his due diligence. Go figure.
Yeah, I agree that women should not be approaching men when it comes to dating, because you're basically setting up the status and the standard for the relationship, which is that you are chasing him instead of him chasing you, or like being in pursuit of you. And it means that it will bleed onto lots of other things as part of your potential relationship. Like, you know, you'll always be chasing him for communication and consistency. And, you know, it's setting up the relationship for your dissatisfaction, in my opinion. Like, I feel like I would want to be in a position where my man is like obsessed with me, absolutely loves me, like would do anything for me. Obviously I pour into him too, but that's all we need to do as women. We just need to pour into them, you know, love them, cherish them. That's realistically all they need. I remember asking my ex, I was like, what do you feel like I gave you? And he was like, I don't know, you just gave me like just like motivation to just be better and like be a better version of myself and strive for things that like would make us both happy. Like it's like an intangible thing that women can give men. We don't need to offer them physical things. They can offer us physical things, that's fine, because that's what we're looking for. You know, they need to add to our life.
You know, the more I watch and consume this content, the more I start to realize that relationships and marriage are basically a net negative for us men, because modern women have the mindset and they think that we are supposed to be here to serve them and they don't need to bring anything tangible or of value to our lives. Love from a woman is basically overrated. Respect, honor, and consistency are far better. And here's the thing, she wants obsession from a man so that she can control and manipulate the situation. And judging by her appearance, she's clearly very mentally unstable, toxic, because I mean, she has more piercings than a pirate. Go figure.